Go ahead. Yes, we are live. Hey, everybody. We just go, as always, in the beginning of the show, just take a few minutes just to share. Okay. I am ready. How are you, Miss Moore? I'm so excited
I'm
about today.
good. I'm good.
Happy second week of January. So, like,
Already.
I know, right? But
Already.
it
Like,
is a blessing. But I'm so excited to have you. Hey guys, welcome to this is I just counted out. I think my sixth show. Hey girl, hey.
oh,
But
we.
I know, right? Just getting into it, but just keeping up with the theme that I had for the whole month of January, where we are inhaling good shit, exhaling bullshit, and like I was telling this beautiful woman last night, just how we ended up connecting. It was really just divine intervention, honestly, because of how I wanted just to start off the year. I'm so excited to have the author of the of the art of transparency. Like that by itself is just simply amazing, and I want to just dig into your story, but your mission alone, when it comes to just the art of transparency, where you had said you are healing one person, one one city, one state, one nation at a time, is so powerful and so beautiful. So everybody, hey, this is your girl Rita The H.A.M. Y'all already know me, but let's just dig into Miss Mikkita Moore. Hey girl, how are you today?
Oh gosh, I'm well. How are you? It's almost tour time for me, so I'm in my
And yes,
zone, so to speak.
we're gonna get right into that. But the very
Yeah.
first thing, I mean, like I was telling you with our conversation last night, it's so much that you do. It's
Don't
so
say it
much.
like
But I
that.
mean, it's phenomenal. Like when I was just like, when I first got your bio, and I'm like, honey, like not
Yeah.
only are you a mother, but you have so many organizations. It's so much that you are doing. It's so much that you are giving to our community, and it's so much information that you can give back to people. So the first thing I was telling you is that you're a woman after my own heart.
Yay.
Hey Mia, hey Randall, thank you for joining,
Yay.
because we are hair sisters, okay? Like in this
Yeah.
wonderful thing we call the beauty industry. So the first thing I want to go over is you being a salon owner.
Oh my God. I've actually owned three salons, and so I guess you could say I've owned four, and three of the four opened.
Okay.
Because I bought a salon, or bought a space for a salon, and then later found out after I put in some work that I was not
Mm.
able to open it because it wasn't zoned for a salon.
Okay.
So in actuality, I've owned four. Um,
Okay.
but I have been doing hair since goodness, 1991 or two ish, somewhere in
Mm-hmm.
there. That's my baby passion, right? So when I say baby passion, I mean
Yes. Yes.
always been with me. It'll probably always be with me. But I knew there was something else, right? Because I wanted to do
Mm-hmm.
hair to make women feel good. It had very little to do with styling hair. It had everything to do with how women feel when we get our hair done. Um, so that led into all of the other stuff that I do
Mm-hmm.
today. So
Right.
hair started it, but it didn't finish it.
Right. Because like we were saying in our conversation last night, we are counselors. Like if you get into, you have so many clients, you come across so many different personalities, people that just honestly don't be having nobody to talk to, and then they get in your chair and you make them so comfortable, and you end up saving marriages, saving lives, saving kids, You know?
Girl, look again. Don't leave him, honey, because baby, this scene is not nice, honey. I want to be out there.
Yeah,
Don't be
you
out
just don't. You just don't know how you're gonna affect people when as soon as they sit into your chair, and you end up forming some of my very closest friends. I started off as their hairstylist, and it's just like,
Absolutely.
look, we stuck together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you guys gonna see me do this a lot, right? Because I had locks for 5 years. And I cut them off in July. I wore a short haircut for a long time. So this is the first time I've gotten my hair done in 7 years. And this little piece right here that keep going in my eyes, she's like, it's gonna be cute. I'm like, honey. And it's really I want to clip.
No, I understand that short haircut because
I just want to pull this little piece right here back and just tape it back. So
see, I was the complete opposite with my short hair. I wanted that hair in my face, like I wanted
no, ma'am.
And hair
I need
all
to
in my face. Like, yes, most definitely. So just to touch back on to being a salon owner, I know for me, you know, when you a salon owner, it's your name. They don't pick, they don't say, they have a bad experience with one of your stylists. They don't say, oh, Chris or Susan or whoever they say, oh, I went to Mikkita salon, I went to Rita salon, and they was this, they was that. Help people understand the responsibility of being a salon owner. Me, myself, I couldn't do it because it was gonna be a problem because I just my name, no, we're not finna be out in these streets like that.
So for your viewers and some people that's in Chicago, they may know my salon, my first salon, the name of it was Pleasures Hair Design. The second salon was Pleasures Hair Salon or something like that. But I've always had Pleasures, right? Plyzurez. So anytime you see that, it's my name. I've trademarked it. It's mine. So Plyzurez. And both of my salons were named that were up and running and doing well. They ran at the same time for about a year and a half, and I was like, this is too much. One of these got to close. But I did experience that, right? You experience the they don't say, well, I went to Sue and got my hair done. They say I went to Pleasure's Hair Design and that girl messed my hair up, right? It's right. But what they don't understand is the stylists are independent contractors, right? They just rent the booth. That I didn't train them. They're not my students. They just kind of came in, rented a booth, and they messed up your hair. So it wasn't Pleasure's Hair Design that messed up your hair. It was Sue. Right. So get with her, right? So I've had to straighten that name out several times. Unfortunately, I also had a stylist that had a very controlling boyfriend. He came up to the salon one time and threatened to bust out all the windows.
Oh my God.
Tear up the salon. I was like, baby girl, you need to pack your stuff, right?
And take that somewhere.
This ain't the salon for you because I'm not about to be fighting your boyfriend. Yeah. And I've always been a FOID card owner, right? Even before Conceal and Carry, I was a FOID card owner. So don't come in here acting foolish because you're going, you know what I'm saying? The people going to have to come get you. The people going to have to come get you because
this whole subject is like a show it's like a show for another day. Hey, Mom. My mom is here. Hey, Rob. What's up, bro?
Hey, you're not, you can't do all of that.
Most definitely. Thank you guys all for joining.
It was cool to own a salon for a long time, but I had to close and kind of go on a different route, and that's where all the rest of the stuff came from.
And then you had an event planning. Do you still do event planning now?
Not as a business, so to speak. Like if you call me and I know you, of course I'll plan your event, but That's not what I do anymore.
Okay, so let's get to your your big baby.
She is.
So
She's oh my gosh, she's a huge
the
baby.
the art of transparency. So you have the actual tour, which you are currently getting ready for, and
Yeah.
then you have two wonderful books that's out. We're gonna get into that because I was just like, oh my god, when it came to that. And then so you have the tour, the art of transparency tour, and then you also have your show.
Hmm.
And so how did the birth of the art of transparency happen?
Well, it started with my first book. So my first
Mm-hmm.
book is entitled "The Letter from the Invisible Daughter," and I wanted to tour with the book just to kind of sell the book and kind of get that out there on the market.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into something bigger than me, right? But when it first started, I just kind of wanted to sell the little book and kind of, just kind of tour with the book. So it was originally a book tour. But then after telling my story, after hearing people's story, it turned into what it is today, which is a not-for-profit organization and tour. So we still tour, but we do a lot of community service. We do a lot of giving back. So it grew a lot bigger than just a book tour. It grew a lot bigger than just a book tour.
So let's dig into the letter of an invisible daughter, and then you also have the cause and effect.
I do.
So what
So
was
the
the
letter from the invisible
motivation?
daughter,
Yeah.
it that's my first baby. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a really I had moved to St. Louis. I had been through a whole lot of trauma, right? From being a teenage mom, suicide attempt survivor. I have a 21-year-old. He's 21 now, but he is serving 10 years in penitentiary. I had been through friendships that failed, a fatherless daughter, all of that good stuff. So my intention, and just being honest, is I wanted to out my dad. So I
Oh.
wanted to tell the world how he was a bad dad and he wasn't there for me and he did this and he did that, right? But it ended up being so much more than that. It ended up being a call for help, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in the aspect of my dad read that book. And when he first called me, I was like, look here, I ain't got time for your, because I just knew he was going to be like, and I, da 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 da. I knew he was going to have something
Right.
to say. But in
The
actuality,
excuses.
yeah, in actuality, he just, one of his first words were, I'm very proud that you even sat and wrote the book. That's first. And the second thing is, I didn't know how to be a dad. I didn't know
Mm.
how to be the dad that you needed. Not an excuse, but fatherhood and motherhood, it doesn't come with an instruction book, right?
Especially
So
not
you
for
don't
her. Especially not for her.
you just kind of figuring it out. And he told me, he was like, your mother has always been financially well off. So I knew she would
Mm.
take care of you, right? And I kind of looked at it like, you know what? I never needed for anything. I never wanted for anything. I got all of my needs and 95% of my wants, right? So I was never not in a position where I was great. I never wanted for literally anything. So he was right in that aspect, but I still needed my daddy. I still wanted
Right.
my daddy. Um, but in his eyes, he was like,
Mm.
but I left you with your mother, and I felt like you were good because your mother never wanted for anything, and I knew she would take care of you. So again, the book was really to kind of out him, like, yeah, this is what he is, but it really brought me closer to my dad because my dad made the phone call, like, hey, let's talk about this. Let me tell
Right.
you what my side of this story is, so you don't feel like I'm this bad parent because I just didn't know how to be a girl dad. I didn't know how. And it gave me a respect for my father like none other. Like right now, I'm a daddy's girl all the way. Even at 43,
Oh my
I'm going to spend
God.
3 weeks with my dad in about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. I leave on the 14th of February. I'm going to be with my daddy. So I am a true daddy's girl, but it took that conversation to say, hey, it's not that I didn't want you. It's not that, it's not that. I get it, and I love the book, and I thank you. My dad sold more copies of my book than I have.
Oh wow. That's
My
amazing.
dad has sold about, I can't even recall. Like he called me like, I need 100 books. I need 100 books. I need 150 books. And he's literally sold
So he
more
out here.
copies.
Look. My daughter is an author. Look, go buy his
Honey,
book. Listen, he is a proud dad. So
and
so
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No,
He's always been there, like behind me. Like he always. But he wasn't the daddy that I thought he should be. But he is
right.
now. He is
That is
now.
wonderful and something to cherish. And with that, if you can give advice to all the fathers, old, young, new, regardless, if you are a father of a daughter, what advice right now that you would give to the ones that don't know? Like if you could go back to your dad when you were younger and be like, look, hey, this is what I need you to understand. This is what I need you to know. What exactly would you say to these young men out here who have daughters that maybe don't know? Like, what advice would you give?
Your daughter needs you. No matter how much money her mama got, no matter how much money you seeing, because like my dad, even in the times that he wasn't there financially, he sent money. Like like real money, not, what I'm saying, not 10, 15, no, real money. My mother never wanted for anything. Like my dad sent money, but I would give you every dime back if I could have you. I'm 43 years old and I've never sat on my daddy's lap. I've never experienced dancing with the daddy where your feet are on top of his feet. I never got to experience that, right? I would give you every dime back if I could go and stand on your feet and dance. I would give every dime back if I could just sit on your lap and tell you how my day went. I would get every dime back, every single dime.
Hey, Michelle, thank you
So
so much for joining.
what
And
I
I
would
think,
say to any father, be there for your daughter, no matter what. No matter how crazy her mama is, no matter,
that fight.
be there for your mom, for your daughter. Because she needs you. She
Most
needs you.
definitely. And I think that's the main point is that a lot of them they like, well, you get that child support, so that's just where it should end. Or I'm sending your mama money and that's where it should end. Like they don't realize to have your dad, y'all to go out on dates. You know what I'm saying? Where it's a daddy daughter date. Or for just to have those genuine conversations all the time. I know like my dad had passed in 2016, and he always lived like 3 hours or so away. But I would call him, and every time I get on the phone with him, he would make up these jokes, like literally would make, and they was not the most appropriate. Anybody who know my dad, they were not appropriate at all whatsoever. But those jokes and just those times, or when we would video chat and me and my sister was down in Springfield, and then he would bicker back and forth with my mom, was some of the funniest memories that we will always carry and have. And those are the things that stay, not what you buy, how much money it is that you spend, or you paying this child support. This we don't, as kids, we don't see any of that. We just want you to physically be there. And I think that's one of the main takeaways from that. And like that book will help.
I don't own any of the things that my father bought me, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm 43 years old. Whatever you bought me in 1982, I don't own that stuff anymore, right? Whatever money you have given me over the years, I don't know where it is. I don't have it, none of that. But I do have the memories.
Most definitely.
I do have the times that I thought that I was invisible, right? I got those. But I now have the memories of sitting around with you and joking around and having conversation. And I have the fact that you are the only person that can say my name correctly, right? My mother named me, and my daddy is the only one that knows how to pronounce my name correctly, right? I got that. And I tell people, like, ask my daddy how to say my name. Child, I don't know. Ask my daddy. Honey, you ask me, it's Mikkita, and my daddy be like, that's not your name. Your name, and he says it. I've never heard anybody say it the way that my daddy says it. And my mother will even say, that's how you say your name. And I'll be like, well, you the one that, like, what? Okay, daddy, whatever. But I ain't been that. But you know what I'm like, it's amazing. I'm a daddy's girl. Bottom line. Like, baby, my daddy can't do no wrong.
I feel you on that.
My daddy can't do no wrong. What you talking about?
Now, on the flip side of that, because I'm not just here to, I don't want anybody to think that, oh, we up here, we're going to be bashing the dads. And no.
Absolutely not. My dad.
It does go both ways, especially with trying to rebuild a relationship. Because I know for many years, me and my dad was indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt there was a whole lot more that he could have did. He was married several times and all of this, you know, that was his life.
It is what it is, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was his life. Hey, Los, thank you for joining. But on the flip side, for those daughters who are feeling invisible and that have the opportunity to fix the relationship, what advice would you give them?
Call your
because
daddy.
You have
I mean, for real, like, because if you've never had that conversation, you don't know. You are, in essence, on the outside looking in. So you're thinking, oh, my daddy, you know, he care about his wife, kids, and he doing this for his wife, kids, and but did you have a conversation with your father? You have no clue what he's thinking. And I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent, but what I am saying is until you have a conversation, it's just opinion. Your opinion is he left, he walked away, he's not there, he doing this for his kids and the other kids and the wife's kids and the cousins. Have a conversation with your father. Now,
agreed.
Flip side of that. Flip side of that, right? You have this conversation and he doesn't want to be bothered.
Being prepared for that response of what you're gonna get.
You and God need to have a conversation after that, because that's your daddy. You and God gonna have a conversation because your heart is going to crumble, and I get that, right? Because there are some fathers that don't, you know what I'm saying? It unfortunately, and it's some mothers, some fathers, all of that. We got a mixture of people, right, that just don't care. I just don't believe that all fathers don't care. It's something that broke the relationship. Whether it was mom and dad didn't get along, so he just kind of walked away from everybody. He didn't know how to be a father, or whatever the case was, right? There's two sides to every story, right? So
precisely,
figure out his side, figure out why. Now, again, if he, you know, just didn't want to be bothered, then you have every right to be mad. You have every right to feel how you feel. But you also still have to live your life for you. You still have to move forward. You still have to forgive him, even though he don't deserve it, right? Then you got to think about all the stuff that you did that you didn't deserve, but God forgave you anyway. But I won't go there.
That's yourself for another day.
you just gotta forgive him. You just, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta never talk to him again if that's not what you want to do. Because you figured it out.
Right. And one of the most biggest lessons that I learned in my own life is that it was I can't remember exactly what time it was, but I was mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? I was mad as hell for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I had to learn in my own personal growth is, one, you don't pick your parents. We have no design, way, form, or factor to pick our parents. Like, so even in that, also one thing my sister said to me, and it just resonated with me so much, even not even just from the relationship I have with my dad, but just relationships, period, is that people can't give you closure, because you have a lot of people that hold on to so much from past relationships and things like that, friendships, this person needs to give me an apology. I need to have this last conversation with this devil, so so I can
Relationships, friendship, motherhood, fatherhood, sisterhood, brotherhood. You got to be okay with the apology that you never got.
Amen.
Because you'll never get it. They don't owe you an apology. Here's the thing. A person that owes you an apology may never give it to you because they don't feel that way. Your feelings are your feelings. That's where all of these sayings from. Don't catch feelings, catch flights. I don't catch feelings, da 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 da. Feelings, 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 feelings. I need you to know that your feelings are just that. They're yours. And you have to protect them with all costs. If you need an apology from somebody that's not willing to give it, you have to move on. You got to move, because you can be stuck there, right? You stuck in this box and they living their life because they didn't apologize to you. So now you stuck in this box and they living their life. Do you want to be stuck in the box and watch them live, or you want to live your life too? Because I'm going to live. I'm just being honest. Listen, I'd rather my enemies watch me live than watch me cry. I'm going to live. You watch me, you be my enemy. Don't give me the apology. Don't tell me, don't be afraid, or none of that. I don't even care. But I'm going to still live my life. I'm still going to do what God has for me, because you don't have no blessings to give me.
At all.
You don't have no blessings to give me. You don't have nothing to give me. So I got to do what I got to do.
They don't write them checks for you.
And feelings don't pay bills. Okay? Right? Feelings don't pay bills. I don't care how you look at it. Feelings don't pay bills.
So also with your art of transparency, and your the Invisible Daughter LLC, I seen that you also assist with publishing.
I do.
And helping people who are looking to tell a story or write a book or to be an author. So in that whole process, how was that process for you? Just getting to that point of writing a book, publishing it, going through what was that process for you?
So if you do what I ask you to do as your coach, you can get a book written from your head on the shelves within 60 days. But you got to do what I ask you to do. You got to follow the rules, right? Because it's all about being transparent with you. The hardest part of transparency is being transparent with you. Once you learn how to be transparent with you, you can be transparent with anybody. You are the hardest person to please. You are that saying you're your own worst enemy and stuff like that. That's because you can't be true to you, right? You can't be honest with you. Once you learn how to be honest with you, baby, you can write a book, you can write a speech, you can write whatever, because you know you're being honest with you. You're not worried about what other people say. You're not worried about the backlash, because you being honest with you. So that's how I teach my clients. Be honest with you. Be transparent with you. Let's get this book written. Amen. Once you write the book, I can teach you how to tour, right? I can teach you how to tour on a budget in 3 weeks.
That part on a what?
I can teach you how to tour on a budget.
You teaching them how to save money.
Absolutely, we go tour on this budget. I just believe in transparency, and that's where Invisible Daughter LLC came from. The fact that I am very transparent with me, because at the end of the day, I got to be okay with me. So I teach other people. Once you become okay with you, what he did, what she did, what they did, doesn't affect you as much because you're okay with you.
That part. Carlos said, he said Miss Moore 100. He's like, you keeping it 100.
Thank
Oh, no
you.
way. Ronnie, thank you. Ronnie E. Davis, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. If y'all have any questions for Miss Moore, please go ahead and drop them in the comments. So you help with the publishing, you help with the book tour. So let's get into. Oh wait, he got a question. He said, you ladies are having a great conversation. Thank you, bro. We
Thank
appreciate you very
you.
much. So you get into the publishing, you're doing the book tour. So let's talk about the book tour. So when is your next book tour? And can you give us any information on like the states you're gonna be in, where you're gonna be at?
Absolutely. So in February we go to Memphis. In March we go to New Orleans. April we have two destinations. We have Milwaukee the second week in April, and we have Mobile, Alabama in the third week. May we're here in Chicago because I'm from Chicago. Hey, Chi-Town. We're here in Chicago. June we are in St. Louis. July we have our annual retreat for the members of AOT, just to kind of sit back and just kind of rebuild us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of get some intake in. August, we are in Atlanta. September, we're back here in Chicago because that is our annual fundraiser and award ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a whole weekend built that we'll be announcing soon. October, we are in Philadelphia. And November, we take a all-inclusive out of the country vacation type thing, but we also do speaking. We have the event usually on the beach or in one of their bar type surroundings, event venue spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So we this year I think we're going to either Cozumel or Cancun, but that's in November, and then December we feed a family, but we don't tour in November in December. So it's from
Okay.
February to November. We're touring every third weekend, and like I said, in April we have 2 weekends that we're gone, second and third weekend. So
And then so it's a group, it's a collective group of you guys. Are they all authors? Like, can you give some background on the people that are a part of your tour?
um, it's 21 of us, and no, we are not all authors. Um, I would say 80% of us are authors, but that's not a criteria, right? The
Mm-hmm.
criteria is what have you been through that you want to share with the world? Have you been
Okay.
through something? Like a lot of people feel like they didn't get hit by an 18 wheeler, so they don't have trauma. Well, you do have trauma if that breakup was traumatic. That breakup, you was crying for 4 weeks. That's trauma. If you went through domestic violence, cancer, like me personally, I didn't have cancer, but my mother did. She is a breast and colon cancer survivor. I
That is
went through because
amazing.
that's my best friend. Like you mean to tell me I might lose my best friend? And then my dad just had throat cancer last year.
Okay.
So I'm a daughter of of two cancer survivors. So that's a big thing. I'm a teenage mom. So we got some teenage moms, some cancer survivors, some domestic violence survivors, some rape survivors, some homeless shelter survivors. So we got a lot going on. And it's really about trials that turned into triumphs, right? Because they've been through it. They've been through it and they want to share with the world. I've been through it, but look at me now.
It sounds
Um,
like a collective place of healing. That's what
oh
I mean with when you say, like, when you go um when you explain every avenue, and I'm probably, if you got 21 people, I'm sure you're not even you're not even going over, like, that's just the top. You ain't even
that
going
oh,
through,
that's
they give y'all
perfect.
the meat and potatoes and
That's
everything that
oh
go into it. But that sounds like a major place of healing. So make sure y'all go ahead, and they'll be able to find this information on your website, which
yes,
I'll be dropping.
www.mikkitamoore.com. artoftransparency.org is the website for the tour.
And then
Absolutely.
also
And
for your books.
the books is
So,
on www.mikkitamore.com. That is my website. Um, two different websites, two different companies. I go out and I speak as Mikkita Moore, and I also speak and when I talk about the art of transparency and what that looks like. But it's been a journey. Mikkita has been through a journey. So yeah.
that is amazing. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and follow her. Where can they find you on well, they can find you on Facebook from the link because I tagged you and everything. But on Instagram. So
Instagram.
and then
I think I'm
follow
Mikkita
each
the
other.
author on Instagram.
Yeah, you are.
I'm Mikkita the author on Instagram, Twitter. I am Mikkita the author. And then all of it, on any social media platform, the art of transparency can be found as the art of transparency. I think art of transparency. I know we're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We do not do Snapchat. Nothing against it, but I just can't get into it. We don't have TikTok. Just the regular stuff. Oh, we're on Clubhouse too. We are on Clubhouse. We're on Clubhouse as Mikkita Moore, and then I don't have a page for Art of Transparency yet on Clubhouse. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm new to it, so
yeah, I think
we'll be
everybody's
there.
still trying to kind of figure it out. It's a great
Yeah,
networking platform. That I like
it's amazing.
for, but
Yeah,
that's it.
it's a great platform. We just do it. I just ain't figured it out yet. So give me some time. We'll be on
that's it. That's all. But y'all make sure that y'all go follow her on all of her platforms and go to that collective place of healing that's going to be a part of that tour. And then also the books. And, so like, for the month of January, we are inhaling the good shit, exhaling the bullshit. We are getting our lives together. Because, I mean, honestly, from 2020 to now, everybody in some way, shape, or form had experienced some type of loss.
Absolutely.
Whether it was a loss of job, loss of income, loss of family members, loss of relationships. It's a lot of healing that needs to go into people right now. So you have these resources here to help you reach out to her, talk to her. She's knowledgeable. She's been through some shit. She can help you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
A whole lot.
Honestly, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I do want to sponsor somebody for your book. So make sure if you would like for me to get that book for you, make sure you hit me up on all my platforms. You can find me at Rita Norman on Facebook, on YouTube, also Rita The H.A.M, Rita_The_H.A.M on Instagram. So most definitely, I appreciate you so much. For coming on the show and reaching out. Just hang on for a minute, but I love y'all, and I see you. Actually, we'll be back next Wednesday with Miss Jerry Bevel of Readjust Your Crown. Just love her, and yeah, I appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.